Great day to y'all. Super happy that you woke up today. High five from far. I hope that you were able to tell yourself how grateful you are to be alive again another day in this experience. And I hope that you've set that high vibe for yourself. And I hope that you realize today you're a brand new creation. Why? Well, because you lived yesterday. So you can no longer be the same at all. You've experienced yesterday. So with your experience and skill and know-how in life of yesterday, well, you're not the same person as you were when you woke up yesterday. It's as simple as that. So today, being the new creation that you are, I really hope that you've been able to set that high vibe. Tell yourself that you're super grateful to be alive again another day. Tell yourself how amazing you are. Tell your body how you love it for taking care of everything for you with such ease. And you don't have to think about it. Just imagine if you realize how magical your physical body is to give you this experience and you don't have to worry about it. Well, if you don't have to worry about all of the functioning of your organs, well, then you shouldn't be worried about anything else. Literally. And that's just the way it is. Guys, I hope that you're not stopping yourself from growing, learning, and evolving. So what do I mean, really? Well, if your heart is telling you it wants to do something, do it. You don't know if you're going to wake up tomorrow. I want you to embrace every single day as if it's your last, with no regrets. Because that's the key to joy. It really is. You can't be shackling yourself to anything that doesn't make you feel good in this experience. Whether it's a person, place, thing, experience, situation, circumstance, it's merely just an experience for you to get learning out of. And we put so much meaning on things, and we take things so heartfully when we shouldn't. It's a mere experience. It's like going to a movie. When the movie's done, it's over. Sweep on next. Well, that's how you should be looking at your days. But you should be constructing your days to be exactly how you want them to be. And nothing but. At the end of your day, you should have no regrets from your day. There should be nothing that you've talked yourself out of doing. And there should be nothing that you feel that is out of your reach or that you don't have the capacities to do. Because you very much have those capacities. We all do. The power that's within us can light up a whole city. Literally. And our body manages that for us. We don't have to think about that. But that's where the law of least effort comes into play. And this is why, no matter how hard you can try consciously to make changes in your life, it doesn't matter what changes or what you want to accomplish consciously. Everything matters what's running in your subconscious brain, which is going to control the results. This is why I encourage everybody to dive deep within their own beings. And take a look at the things that they're hanging on to. Believing it defines them, because it really doesn't. Literally. So this morning I want to answer a couple of questions, because I'm really grateful that some of you went and watched that pinned post on my page about the spiritual awakening. And now you guys have flooded me with some questions. And I'm so grateful because, you know, a lot of people don't like the questions or are not open to questions. Well, I had a lot of questions myself that nobody could answer for me. And nobody understood what I was living. Nobody. I was told that I was crazy. I was told not to believe everything that I see on the internet. When I decided to come out and spread love and light to the world, I was shamed and blamed. I was told that I was crazy. I was told that, to stop doing the lives. But I know in my heart that all of that was wrong. So I had to come out and continue to do the lives, no matter what I was being told. And yes, I've had to cut people out of my life because of how they've treated me since I've been awakened. Because the difference is, I was programmed as a small child to accept abuse. How? Because I was brutally molested, and I won't get into details, when I was 4 years old by a male, who was babysitting us. And it happened more than once. Well, I didn't know any better. So what was happening to me installed into my brain that it is normal to be brutalized. And that it was just to be accepted. Did I ever tell anybody about it? No. How would I know to tell anybody about it? When you don't know that it's not normal, you don't know that it's wrong. You see? But by that incidence, and by it continuously happening, well, your brain believes that it's normal. And it's not. It's not. Nobody should be brutalized the way I was at 4 years old. Nobody. Literally. But that constructed for me all my life to accept mistreatment from others. Literally. My brain accepted it as a suggestion because that was stamped in my brain. That was before I even moved to Rome. So, this is what allowed, and a lot of people ask me, why do you let people treat you like that? Or why do you just let them be? Well, because what am I supposed to do about it? These are choices that people make. And that's why anything that's ever happened to me, okay, so what? Brush it off. And that was just one incident in life. The situations and circumstances that my physical body has been through all my life, I would have never accepted that for myself had I have known better. But when you just don't know any better, and nobody around you is protecting you from it, or nobody is telling you that it's wrong, but I was seeing so much violence in my house that, well, I figured that I just didn't know any better. But has it affected my total life and my total existence? Yes, it did. That has a huge part to do with why I accepted the treatment that I did from my ex. Even after knowing better. Well, it all has to do with what I believed genuinely from the start, what you were supposed to accept from people. But people have never treated me nice. Never. Really, when I think about it. People only treat me nice because they want something from me. You know what? I grew up all my life believing and feeling as if, well, I understand now why my dad used to say all the time, love is trickery. People only tell you that they love you because they want something from you. And you know, that's another part of my conditioning. So, you know, like, people have blamed me the way that I have been constructed to be, with zero accountability for how they constructed me to be. And yes, I've been shamed by and blamed and guilted and denied by family, by friends, by, you know, and to this day, they all think that I'm the one that has the problem. I'm not. They all have a serious problem to think that it's acceptable in the first place. And they all have a problem to think that it's okay to deny it. And they all have a problem to think that it's okay to not correct it. I don't. You see? I am a firm believer to stand up for what's right in this world. Why? Because I walked a very difficult life. And with the brains and my capacities that I have, should I had the unconditional love and support that I needed throughout my life, I definitely wouldn't be sitting here broke today. And I don't mean broke, because I'm not broke, because what I've got from the Prime Creator, no dollar can buy. So me, I am rich. Because what does rich really mean? Realize I create heaven. Simple. So, if you don't do the corrections, you're going to believe all that shit that was put in you. So, you know, you really got to take a look at what's in there. Had I not done the work, no. Had I not done the work, I wouldn't be breathing here today to even tell you any of it. But yeah, when I talk about my ex being my last major life lesson, I'm very serious about that. I had been spiritually awakened before I attempted to love somebody fully. And I really genuinely thought that, okay, I understood his pain, I understood his trauma, and I understood that he needed to heal. But I went above and beyond for somebody who could not receive love or give love, which totally destroyed me because I am love. So it wasn't me that he was fighting against. He was fighting against the love that I was giving him. Why? Because to him, he'd never felt that love. Why? Well, hey, because of his own traumas. So this is what happens to people that don't heal. Okay? You rob yourself of love. You rob yourself of loving yourself and letting others love you. And that's why it's so important to do it. Because had I not healed, I never would have understood what love was to begin with. Because my life, when I look at it now, understanding what love really is, well, that's when I realized that there was never any love in my life from anybody around me. So, thank God I got it now. I tell you that, and that's the governing force of my being. And you know, no matter how hard my life has been, and no matter what state I was in having my kids or anything, you know, that's one thing I installed in my kids no matter what. I love you no matter what. I love you no matter what. You're a very powerful being. Since my daughter was born, what did I program her with? You are the cycle breaker. You are the cycle breaker. You are the cycle breaker. My daughter expresses to me that that's what she's heard all of her life. So how could she not be programmed to do it? You see? And a lot of people wondered, oh, why was I not, hey, when it came to my kids, it was a different story. Because I knew I had to save them from what had happened to me. Yeah. But a couple of questions. Tobi, have you ever felt understood in your life? Never. Never. Fully? Never. So, and I try to teach others so that they can understand. But more times than not, what I get back is ridicule, resentment, judgment, shame, blame, guilt, denial. And that's not what I do to people. I really don't. And for me, I don't care what title is attached. Yes, okay, like that was another question. Tobi, you speak so maliciously about family or friends or whatever, and you feel no way. Well, they didn't feel any way when it came to me. So why should I protect anybody who never in my life protected me or showed me support or showed me no? That's a real contradiction. Okay? My family is vast. Huge. Do you know that if every one of them gave me $5, I wouldn't even be in this situation? No, but I was always viewed as Tobi's a problem. Tobi's problematic. Christ, people were talking amongst themselves about me and what they assumed to be wrong, but wouldn't talk to me. And every time I tried to explain what was going on, I got shut down. That's why I am the way I am, and I don't give a shit. Because none of them ever did. Factually. They can say they did, but speaking is not the action behind it. So I'm grateful for the question. But no, my family and friends don't govern my life. Not at all. And the point that I'm at in my life, I don't give a shit who's next to me or not. Because they only have called me in my life when they needed me. It wasn't to hang out, it wasn't to see me, and it definitely wasn't to include me in anything that was going on. Oh, because she's too truthful, she's going to say things, she's going to do that, everybody assuming what I'm going to do, just like they've done all my life. Fuck them. Does it mean that I don't love them? No, I love them very much. But that's by choice, not because of any support or action they've ever done for me. But I'm not going to love people that only brutalize me either. Whether it's verbally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, any of it. Why the fuck should I have to tolerate that? Nobody should. And I don't care. I'll say it like it is. Instead of when I needed help as a teenager, I was told there's places that you can go that'll fix kids like you. I wasn't loved and supported. I was ostracized and segregated and fucking shipped off. Nobody tried to figure me out. Everybody just labeled me as a problem. Well, I'm not a problem. Far from it. And no, I'm not too much. Ever. I'm really happy that I know that now, though. But another question was, why do I not talk to my brother anymore? Well, because I don't accept verbal, physical, or emotional abuse from a grown man. So that's why I cut him off. Because I've carried him on my back and made sure he was okay for him to turn around and literally, no, I don't give a fuck who he is. Straight up. I'm not that person. And anybody who knows me knows how I run for him and how I have all my life. Well, to turn around and, fuck with me? No. That's why I cut off my brother. Because he's not worthy if he's just going to be abusive. Simple. And I can say it truthfully. And yes, he was another one that mocked me for coming out trying to help the world. While he can't even get it right in his own society. Okay? No, I'm not taking that from anybody. I don't care who it is. Literally. And have I looked back? Not even, and I will leave him the fuck where I left him. Why? Because he's a grown man and should know better. And he should have known better when it came to abusing me. Well, that's not my problem. Okay? Literally. Everybody wanted to know another question. Why did I cut off my sister? Well, because. Why stay attached to somebody who only calls you when they need emotional support, and then after that, they don't fucking know you. And they're too ashamed of you to even pick up the phone. You know what it's like to call your sister for over a year and she won't even fucking call you back? Well, what's that? Why stay connected to that? See what I mean? You don't chase people who don't want to have nothing to do with you but use you. It doesn't matter what title is attached. And then I was asked too, well, do you talk to any of your family? Well, my mother, my children, and my grandchildren. That's who I talk to. My other brother, yes, I'm still connected to him. And I will stay connected to him up until I can no longer. Because I'm not staying connected to anybody who does not reciprocate, respect, love. Nah, not for nothing. I spent my whole life accepting shit from people that I shouldn't have. I'm not doing it now. I don't care what name is attached to it. Or what they feel they're deserving of, because really, they're really not deserving of anything from me but a goddamn bullet. And they're lucky that I didn't do that either. Straight up. What's changed now is I have stood up for myself. And I will not allow another person, place, or thing to harm me or to attempt to harm me. You see, This is the big change. Over the past 3 years, what I have been awakened to, and the love that's fueling me, and the love that's fueling every one of us, well, you clearly know what abuse is after that. And that's the biggest shift of my life. So yes, the past 3 years have been very different for me. Very much. Just like the next 30 years will be very different. They will be unlike anything I've ever had to live. It's not a joke. And nobody will control that but me. I've just finished self-publishing 10 books in 3 years since my awakening. Do you think that I'm going to listen to anything from family or friends or anything that won't even pick up a book to see what's in it? But they want to fucking judge me and think they know me? Unless somebody has sat and read every one of my books, they don't have a fucking clue who I am. Literally. So they're supposed to warrant and have clout in my life? Hey, you fucking crazy. That's the difference with Tobi. I couldn't give a shit. Literally. And everybody wonders and wonders and wonders. Well, you know what? People really don't want to hear the extreme truth. Especially when it comes to my family. And I'll say that too. Because I don't wear a fucking mask. And I have nothing to prove to nobody but my boss on this planet. That's the difference with me. Yeah. They don't know me. So how many people know the real you? Well, anybody who encounters me or has interactions with me is getting the real me. No matter what. See, that's the difference with Tobi. I say what I mean and I mean what I say and I don't fucking take it back. And I have no denial, no regret, no nothing attached. But I am definitely not taking abuse from anybody on the planet anymore. And I don't have to. That's the biggest change for me. So I'm really grateful for the questions because they fueled this live today. And yes, hey, inner work is serious to do. And if you don't do it, you stay shackled to all the shit that others put in there. And yes, you can attempt to make changes in your life. And yes, you can take courses and you can take training and you can get reprogrammed with all kinds of fucking knowledge and whatever it is you want. But if down deep, in the first 7 years of your life, you believe different, well, that's what's running the show. Because your subconscious brain has more power over you than your little 10% accessibility noggin to make some choices. Simple. But I'm going to remind you guys all today, when you love and accept yourself, you don't give a fuck who's loving and accepting you. And like somebody said to me, Tobi, how do you do it? It seems like you're always alone. Yeah, I am. I am. Other question was, I can't even sit still with myself. My response to that is, well, that's how much fucking work you got to do. That's the biggest test I tell everybody to do. Can you sit in silence with your own being? And if you can't, there's a real fucking problem. When it comes to me, I'm not interested in manipulating and making people fearful by being aggressive so I can manipulate them or get them to do things that I want them to do. I don't need a fucking soul on the planet to get anything done. That's what makes me different. And I won't be manipulated and made fun of and... Nah. Especially from people who want to consider that they're better than the world and they've got it all figured out and they're the ones that are the most fucked. Literally. Anyway, guys, don't put limits in your way. Do the inner work. If you need help doing it, reach out to me. But no, I'm not about to comfort anybody's chaos. I will rip off the mask like I rip off fucking Band-Aids, and I'll tell you straight. This inner work is not for the weak souls that sit there. Nah, it's not. There is no delusion when you fucking tap into the realness of what it is. And that's why from that point, you're not going to accept that shit from anybody else trying to give it to you who remains still disillusioned to the truth. Nothing's in control of me but me and the Most High. And this is what I'd like for every single person on the planet. I don't give a shit who ridicules me. I don't care who says what. Let them think I'm fucking crazy, but they haven't yet to see crazy if I wanted to be. I'm just powerful. There's a totally different... Let me put it this way. Over 15 years ago, I wanted the capacity to tap into my energy so fucking hard that I'd be able to slap somebody silly from the other side of the street without even raising a hand. That's what my goal was. Well, I'm a little more powerful than that now. Difference with me is I use it for good. And everybody better be thankful that I do use it for good and not the other way around. Because that's the thing with me too. There's a choice. I can use it for good, or I could use it to fuck shit up. That's on me. But I choose it for good. And I hope and pray that everybody else chooses the good all the time also. Because there's just way too much shit going on the planet. And so I've been told, Tobi, it only takes one of you to stay in power, keep flooding knowledge to people, and you will be able to shift this world. So if Source tells me that, there's not a fucking person on the planet who's going to stop me or tell me I can't. You see? And if the source of all creation and that's giving me life is telling me, I encourage you to keep going, keep going, keep going. You're my warrior, keep going. You think I'm going to accept any shit from family or friends or fuck-ups on the planet? Yeah, right. And everybody wants to take people's opinions of things. But who are they on the planet? Are they a fuck-up? Can they think straight for themselves? Where are you going to get your drinking water from? Like, and people want to take those opinions as something real and relevant? Yo, people got to get a grip. Big time. Big time. And yes, I'll come out here and I'll flood the world and I'll say whatever the fuck I got to say. Because there's too many people that have lived a life like me. Too many people that believe they are their past. Too many people that believe that they can't fix what's going on with them. And they can. Too many people suffering in silence. Too many people having cancer when they can cure it themselves because they've caused it themselves. This is why I got to be who I am. And if I was any less of a person, well, then everybody who tried to shut me the fuck up would have succeeded. You know, I came across this guy yesterday that I saw live for the first time and I didn't even know him. And I'll tell you something, he validated everything for me. Not that I needed validation, but it's nice to see somebody else doing the exact same fucking thing that I'm out here doing. Exactly. No sugarcoating, no nothing. And it's funny that I came out yesterday and told everybody about there is no return of Jesus Christ, that the Messiah consciousness is already here. Well, when I jumped onto his live yesterday, he was saying the same fucking thing. So I was like, oh yeah, motherfucker, yes, 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 yes. People, the world is about to shift. Watch the changes between February 9th and February 14th that happen on this planet. Okay? If you don't believe me now, you're going to believe me then. What's going on cannot be stopped by any person, place, or thing. Literally. I came out here months ago telling you guys about this shit. Y'all thought I was nuts. And yes, I came out heartfully. And I told people they had to get right with themselves. Well, I hope you've all taken me seriously. Literally. And that's not to induce fear. Because if you're functioning from your programming, you are self-destructing every day. And nothing but. And that's facts. And with the energetic amplification of you're either evolving and growing with the planet and holding the frequency, or you are literally getting purged off the planet. There's no ands, ifs, or buts in between. And that's how it's going down. You're either tapped into the love that's fueling you and operating from it, or you're not. And that's a mere choice. Well, from that choice, you are deciding whether you are going to be able to stick around or not on this planet. And that has nothing to do with any person, place, or thing outside of you. Literally. It has to do with a mere choice. The system of things, the Creator wants the souls back that have been locked into this karmic loop for thousands of years. And Mother Nature wants the bodies. Factually. So every human being has a choice right now. Whether they are going to destroy themselves or whether they are going to love themselves. And that's the key determinant. If you cannot love yourself and love humanity, because if you cannot love yourself, you cannot love another. That's the interconnection to it. Well, everybody who cannot face themselves and love themselves, which gives them the ability to love others, will be removed from the planet. And that's the great purge that's happening right now. Nothing major has to happen, and there's no major disaster that has to happen, because with the energetic influence that's amplifying everything, well, guess what? So are those self-hate, self-destructive, self-mutilating ways, how you treat yourself and others, will take your own being out. Literally. This is why I tell everybody, watch what you are thinking, watch what you are saying, and watch what you are doing, because you are creating it. You're making it real. To believe is to be live in your life. This is why it's important to take a look at what you are believing, because you are making it real, and that alone can be your demise. And that's not a joke. This is why it's so important for me to come out and talk to people about it. Listen, if it was up to me, honestly, after the life that I've had, I would just fucking put 2 birds up to the world and say, you know what? Good for them. Because I've never been treated properly in my life. So, it's very difficult after the life I've lived to really heartfully give a shit about anybody else. But I do. And that's what makes me different. Literally. Who sits in the way that I have for months with zero help and still tries to help the world? Not too many. But that's me. That's what makes me different. But that also ensures my capacity to stick around with this shift. So I must do it. And everybody thinks, Tobi's nuts. No, I only come out here and do these fucking lives because I'm told to. So if I want to stick around, I must obey what I'm being told to do. And that's the only way I do it, the reason why I do it. Because genuinely, after I have felt the treatment that I have in my life, you don't think I just want to say, you know what? Let everybody get what they deserve? That'd be a hell of a lot easier for me to do. Guys, I love you all. Have a great day. 11 o'clock, I'm on LinkedIn. There's a radio show. At 11 o'clock on LinkedIn, I am on The Power of You. Come on out. Enjoy it. But, yeah, that's one thing with me. Nobody or nothing has ever made my life easier. Ever. It's like they insist on making my life more difficult. No matter who they are. So, for me to still come out here and try to do what's best for the world, now I understand more so than ever when I am told by Source there is not another like me on the planet. Because what I've endured, and I can lovingly come out here and try to inspire the whole world to get right. Nah, there's not another that would do it. Not at all. But that's okay. And like I said before, I don't give a fuck who wants to sit and mock and ridicule and whatever, shame, blame, guilt, whatever. They better get fucking right, because at the end of this shift, they won't even be here to at me. Literally. And if they had had half a brain, they would have started listening to me a long time ago. Not now at the tail end of it. I'm actually curious to see who survives and who doesn't. But I already know that there will be a vast list that doesn't, because the earth is cleaning itself up. And it's about time. Big time. I love you all. Have a great day. I will be back out here later. If you guys have not gone and seen my spiritual awakening video, the video right after I woke the fuck up, it's pinned on my page. If you really want to see what it looks like when you initially wake the fuck up, go check it out. Hey, and if you don't, I really don't give a shit, because I'm awake, I've done the work, and I see what's going on the planet. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm being ordered and instructed to do certain things. Because this cannot be stopped. Literally. I love y'all. Have a great day. Peace.